2-0 loss today against Carshalton Athletic. How would you assess the overall performance?
Better than what we've been doing. Games of football are won on mistakes. We made 2 critical mistakes. They punished them. They didn't make any mistakes, barring one, I think, when they let Ibs free in the box and they had a block or the keeper made a good save. But other than that, the mistakes that cost us in terms of us not clearing our lines and trying to be cute on the edge of our box and not being goal side quick enough and letting the ball run through and take a penalty, and that was it really. I think they had another chance after that when we're down to 10 men where they went down the right hand side and Sean spread himself. We've had a couple of half chances, but all in all, unless that first mistake in the first 5 minutes of the second half happens, there weren't really any team cutting any team open. You know, it was good defence dealing with good attacks, and I felt that's how it was in a midfield battle. When you make mistakes, you get punished. It's hard to claw things back.
What was your view on the red card decision?
Yeah, he's got the wrong side, and he's got in front of Barney, and Barney's pulled him down. It's a penalty. So if you're the last man, then it's a red card. So difficult to take because we should deal with the ball when it comes in first of all. From where they kicked it on the edge of their box, we haven't dealt with it. We let it bounce, which then opens a can of worms because anything can happen. They had a bit of pace. They got in there, and we've made the foul, and it's obviously got a penalty and a red card. So no complaints with it. Again, it comes down to you need 11 on the pitch, because I think if we had 11 on the pitch and we don't give that penalty away, we brought the subs on that made a bit of a difference. But we were a bit threadbare today because Sonny's obviously injured. Marcel's only just come back, he shouldn't have played. We've now got Alex that's gone down with an injury to his knee. We've got to assess that. Barney as well, now he'll be missing for a game. Crosley's still out. So I've been trying hard to get players in, especially yesterday. We had 2 players that were rejected by the FA at 5:30 last night. We couldn't do nothing about it. This weekend I've got to work even harder to bring other players in, and I will do. But the amount of clubs I spoke to last night that haven't got the numbers to help out, or players that aren't available, they've got to be right for this football club. I ain't just going to bring someone in just because we need someone. They've got to be right for the football club, and when they are, they'll come in and they'll help the squad that we've already got.
Looking back last season, we lost the first game of the season and we still had an amazing season. So how important is it to not overthink the first result?
No, I'd never overthink. You always want to go off to a good start, and that's what we wanted today. And fair play to Pete and his side, they got off to a good start, they beat us. Looking back to last year, and I told them on Thursday and I told them before the game, my focus today was to get the win, yes, because that's what we want to do, but is the performance of players better than the performance was last year? And I felt in the first 45 minutes last year, we were, as a team, pathetic. I didn't see that today. I saw a bit about us today. Second half, I saw more today than I've seen in pre-season, because pre-season was worrying. We had injuries, like every team does. We had injuries. We could only field 12, 13 players at a time, like with subs and stuff. I probably kept trialists longer than I should have done. But today showed me that we were better than we were last year in terms of not freezing on the big occasion. Result didn't go for us, and that's football. So we're in the same position as we were last year. We've got to roll our sleeves up. We've got a tough game against Burgess Hill. Said to them on the pitch there, we got beat by Dartford here. Rolled our sleeves up, going to Cray Wanderers, where everyone thought that it was a tough game, but thought that we'd get turned over because we're the newbies. We went and beat them 2-0. And it was a really good performance. So I'm open for a bounce back ability, as the word said, and I think that will happen. You know, again, I've got to work hard this weekend to try and get more players in the building. A couple of people I'm speaking to tomorrow. So hopefully it will happen. If it doesn't, we've got to go what we go with. It's not for the want of trying. I want to make sure this club's successful because I see everything that's going on around the ground. And it's building itself to go to the next level. And I want to be the person to take us there. So I've got to work even harder than I did last year. The players have got to work harder than they did last year. But as I said, we lost 3 games here last year. We lost the first game, last game, and the first game after Christmas. So if we can replicate that, we'll be fine. No one likes losing the first game, like I said, because you want to get off to a good start. But I saw some positives out there. Not many, but I saw the positives out there that will take us forward, will help us as a club, and with a few reinforcements that we're working on, will help us as well.
So it is here Tuesday evening against Burgess Hill, new team coming up from the Isthmian South East. What sort of game can we expect from them?
Tough game. They've got some good players, some good experienced players, some good lively young players. I think they went to Potter's Bar today and won, which is no mean feat because we went there and we did win, but it was a tough game. It's going to be a tough game. No game's a walkover in this league. You know, like last year we found that out, that we was always going to compete. We'd just come up, always going to compete with every team we play. They'll be no different. You know, they've got nothing to lose, everything to gain. So they'll come here, they'll play their way. They done really well last year by getting, let's get it right, promoted in the playoffs against some good sides. They're a side that bleed youngsters in and does well at that, maybe because of the budget side of it, but they've got some real good experience. Brandon O'Neill, the captain, and Whelpdown, people like that complement them youngsters. So I'll never take any game lightly. The players won't. They'll be prepared. We'll make sure we watch their pros and cons to what they're good at and not. And then we've just got to try and replicate what we did today without the mistakes, because they didn't make many mistakes today that was going to cost them. We made 2 and it cost us, and that's football. If you can't make mistakes in football, in terms of everyone does, but if you don't make mistakes in the wrong areas, then you've got half a chance of getting a positive result out of the game. But we made them mistakes today, we've got to learn from it. We're going to make more mistakes for the season, and we'll battle on and we'll keep going. And like I say, the crowd were good today for us. Plenty of teams get carried away with the first half a dozen, 10 games. I said to you last year, the year before, when 10 games come around, we'll see where we're at, we'll assess it, see where we need to tweak if we need to tweak, see what we need to do to make us better, help us. And that's after 10 games, not after 1, 2, 3, it's after 10. So there's 30 points on the table. How many points you've got after 30, and then we'll judge it from there. But listen, I hate losing. The boys hate losing. But we lost. We've got to dust ourselves down. We've got a chance to put it right Tuesday. And if we do what we know we can do, we will do.
Lovely. Well, thank you for your time and speak to you again Tuesday.
No problem. Thank you.